Hi, welcome back to Butter Pine Porch. Sorry about this lighting. My name is Cassidy. Thanks for being here, new or old, whoever you are. Basically, my first Ever Greenstalk has arrived in the mail, so we are going to unbox that today. But first, I need your help clearing off my dining table. It's still covered in stuff from the last video I made. The plant chores and repotting one that I'll link it here, wherever it goes. But yeah, if you guys can clean that up, I will go make a little coffee drink. I'll make you one too. And then yeah, we can get into unboxing this, so thanks for your help. Oh my god, you guys did so good, thank you. My dog threw up while I was making our drinks, so I'm glad you handled the table while I handled that. I got you some iced tea that I brewed on my porch, and then I made a little like iced mocha thing with some chocolate milk that I had, because I'm a child. But there we go. Okay, so in here, I have a 3-tier purple Greenstalk in here. It is my first one, and it is going to go on my apartment balcony. You can see all of my plants on the table right there. They've all just been up-potted once since becoming, you know, capable little seedlings. But I figured something like this would take up a lot less of our balcony space than a million buckets or larger pots for things as they get larger. They are all container varieties, so we're still good in that regard. And they'll still stay like smaller, but they are still things like tomatoes, and there's cucumbers and things that will tend to get a little bit bigger. But yeah, and then in the 3-tier, so there are 6 slots around each tier. So I'll have a total of like 18. I need to go through some of my seedlings, decide if I'm keeping all of them. Some of them may have been a little stunted from the initial up-potting, so I'll deal with that later. But for now, let's just tear into this. I love that even the box is cute. Like all this stuff printed on it. It's adorable. Sorry for the camera shaking while I shake the table. I was really excited too when I was like on the website picking out the Greenstalk and everything. There's like so many little free goodies that they include in all of this. I'm also going to be moving sometime by the end of August, so paper packaging and nice boxes are all being saved right now. Lid that I got. It's kind of got like Greenstalk, and then it's got a cute little strawberry plant in there. Adorable. Okay. And then we've got our different tiers. So this is the top one. It says water only. So this is definitely the top tier because you water into the top of these, and then there should be some gray like drip trays, so the water will trickle its way all the way down and throughout. Got the spinner base that I ordered. A bunch of wheels are going to go in here, which is great because on my apartment balcony, obviously it's covered by the next floor up. So I'm going to have to rotate the Greenstalk so that everyone gets their lighting. We have our gray watering trays. Makes sense. So there's 2 of these because obviously you fill the top tier, and then these are between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. And I've got these tiny little holes. These are what yeah, you can see them. That's what the water is gonna go down through. I've heard that they clog really easily, which makes sense because they are very tiny. So we'll just have to make sure those don't get clogged and keep them clean and everything. And then the little stuff to finish the actual Greenstalk first, before we get into all the cute little freebies. Oh, I need more hands. Okay. These are the actual ones. So they have 2 different kinds of Greenstalks too. There's the original and then the Greenstalk leaf, which from what I gather, the leaf is just basically these pockets are not as deep. I don't remember the actual measurements, but the leaf is a little skinnier. It's just for things that don't need as much root space. So I always think more like strawberries, leafy greens, obviously, or if you just had like low rooting not low rooting flowers. And then there's this, which is for the bottom tier to kind of redirect excess water, which is good again because I live on the second floor of my apartments, and obviously I don't want water just trailing off and like falling down on my neighbor, like downstairs neighbor's balcony. That would be rude. That's happened to me before. People have been watering their plants like excessively and it's all dripped down onto my balcony like while I was sitting out there. I was just getting like dumped on and I was like, hello. Anyway, so that's nice because I can direct this into like a bucket or a little pot or something. And then, yeah, so in here, that's what we're working with. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way around. And then, yeah, within each of these, it just says fill soil to top. It's got the holes for the water to go through. And I guess they will just sit into here. Okay, yeah. So they will sit in the base. And then this base has this little bit with a hole right here with my finger coming out there. But so the water will all drop into here, run out this hole, and then I can attach that piece of the clear plastic tubing and guide the excess water elsewhere. Very cool, very cool. Just slide that off. And then, let's see, they had a free little like card thing, and they'll do where they'll like handwrite a message in there, but I just thought the card was cute and it was free with your order. So I got one and I just had them leave it blank. I'll use it for something. Maybe I'll write something to like future me and tuck it away somewhere, or maybe, you know, I'll use it for someone's birthday or something coming up. Let's see, there are the wheels that go with the black spinner base. They basically just look like office chair wheels. They're not anything crazy. This little magnet, I think I had to get to like 150 on their website for free shipping, and I was really close and needed like a few more dollars, so I added this little plant mama magnet, and it's got like tomatoes on it. It's so dark, my goodness. It's a little bent just from being in the packaging, but it's so cute. I love the little tomatoes. Adorable. What else do we have? We have their 2025 Greenstalk magazine. I think they put one of these out every year because the 2024 was like for sale on their website. This was just a freebie. This isn't something I would have bought myself, but it'll be fun to look through, I'm sure. There's a little thank you and a little envelope with a ladybug sticker on it down here. It's so cute. It looks like there's like a seed packet in there. We'll open that up in just a minute. Your Greenstalk order was packed with care by. And then it's got cute pictures of all the employees. Very cute. Adorable. This box. Oh, I forgot about that. Instructions for setup of the planter. I also wanted to add the purple. So I was between the purple, the white, like the off-white, and the green Greenstalks. But I did a little poll over on my Instagram, so if you want to have a say in stuff like that in the future, feel free to go follow me over there. I'll go ahead and link that down below. Easy peasy. So go drop a follow. Okay, and then I also give just like more regular little updates, like more casual little ones for things that aren't like full video worthy, but things that I still want to share as they happen. Okay, so let's look at what's in this box here. I forgot I ordered these, but again, I was trying to hit the free shipping, so Okay, so I got these metal plant, oh, I'm wearing gray too and it doesn't really help, but they're basically stakes to like label your plants, but they also said that you can tie some twine, just with how they're constructed. You can tie twine through this little loop on the end there, that metal loop, to kind of trellis plants upward, like little beans and peas and whatever else. But I think you just stake this in the dirt. Maybe you go all the way in, probably, so it doesn't fall out. And then maybe that catches on the end. Oh, just like that, the doy.
The doy?
Yeah, the doy.
But yeah, so it's curved. It goes down into the dirt and just sits on the end like that. And then you write your plant name. What I'm gonna make sure to do, and a little pro tip, is get instead of using like a Sharpie, they have UV, I don't know if it's like UV proof or how it's labeled, but it's like a UV proof marker basically, because Sharpie, with water and the sun, it'll fade. I know our beloved Sharpies will fade from something, but a UV proof marker on these won't fade, or I might just use my label maker so that I can take that off and, you know, as I change these out over the years. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. I also don't have cute handwriting, so the label maker might be good for that too. But basically you put this in, and then whatever you have planted down below, you could tie string between like its label and up here, and that can kind of help stabilize some little guys. I think those came in a set of 25, yeah. So 25 of those little markers, and I've only got 18 slots in the Greenstalk, so we will have some extra for who knows. And we'll open this little envelope. Everything on the website, honestly, is a little expensive, so I'm glad that there are little freebies that makes it a little, oh my goodness, a little less painful. Still painful, but it feels like you're getting a little extra. Did I only drop one thing there? Okay, must have. Yeah, okay. So in here, free resources to help you grow. Cute, cute, cute. A random little Italian giant parsley seed packet. And then it's got like all the normal instructions and everything on the back. I'm not growing any parsley this year, so that'll be a welcome addition, especially since I'll have some extra slots in here. And then we have some cute stickers. This one is like fireflies in a little jar. And I'm obviously very jar heavy in my house, so it fits the motif. Some watermelon. I'm not growing any watermelon, just given my limited space and light, and those would obviously vine a lot, so me moving would not be conducive to melons. And then a cute little like seed starting tray. That's very cute. I do want to get a notebook like specifically for the channel, just to put like video ideas and I don't know, kind of keep track of stuff and different ideas and plans and things, but they could be cute to kind of decorate it with these little stickers and everything. So that is adorable. Yes, and then let me show you, I have soil and compost out on the balcony that we are going to mix for each of these. I'm going to mix some compost in to start, just so that when I transplant my seedlings, they have food like right away. But then I'm gonna show you, I have compost and 2 bags of potting soil out on the patio. I'll take you out there and show you that. It's a little windy today, so sorry in advance if the sound is annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna mix soil and compost together initially for all of these tiers. And then throughout the season, every month to 2 months, give or take, just depending on how things are growing, I'll add more compost or worm castings kind of just to the top layer as the soil compacts a bit. and then I'll water that in, so that'll just continue to kind of fertilize and feed the soil throughout. I also have perlite and some charcoal that I'm gonna mix in with the soil into each layer. The perlite is just gonna add more airiness and keep it from compacting as much and allow just more like oxygen and water flow throughout the soil and the roots. And then the charcoal, I just really like that in case water builds up anywhere or isn't draining how it should. I've used charcoal in all of my house potting mixes and like terrarium mixes and stuff where it's obviously very stagnant, like in a jar. So I just like including charcoal. Maybe it does nothing, maybe it helps, I don't know, but it's worked for me, so I'm gonna use it because I have a bag already. I'll show you that soil. Okay, so here we have 2 bags of this organic raised bed soil, but that's the exact same as soil. Basically, it's just like an airier mix, so it won't compact as easily. That's really all I'm worried about. And then I've got this compost blend. I've never tried anything from this brand, so hopefully it's good. And then I've got all the guys. I've been using this for pollen, so don't question that. Basically just a rough quick tour. I've got other videos where we go into these more deeply, but also don't mind my nails. I've got a couple varieties of tomatoes here. Nasturtiums, bell peppers, green beans, little cucumbers. These are the Space Master 80s, I think, so they're supposed to be good for container. We've got iceberg lettuce, miner's lettuce, cilantro, a couple flowers, some chamomile back in here, carrots, which I'm trying to grow in this, it was a peanut butter jar, so hopefully I can like see them grow through the clear bit. I feel like that'll be cool to see if it works. Some basil, more nasturtiums, some strawberries, just one thing of strawberries for now. These are my house cacti that I moved out. I've got my snap peas. I've harvested a few off of here, but they've all been pretty small so far. I think the blossoms have been small just because the plants are pretty young still, but there's been some bigger blooms up here, so I'm thinking we'll start getting more regular sized peas pretty soon. And then I've got just a cute little succulent, but he will stay in here where he's at. But yeah, so that is everybody. I think I'm gonna keep all of the tomatoes, so that'll be 5 tomato plants. The cucumbers I'm a little iffy on. They put out all male blossoms and just recently have started putting out these female blossoms with the little fruits coming in behind. So I don't know if they're actually gonna get pollinated and grow me fruit. Being up on a balcony randomly, I don't really have a lot of pollinators up here. And as far as flowers go, it's really just like, there's a couple like plum trees growing out here, and then whatever like dandelions decide to pop up in the grass. But yeah, so not a huge pollinator thing happening, which might hinder me greatly. Hoping the flowers will attract them and help me out a little. Hello, it is day 2 of our little Greenstalk setup. So I was having a hard time deciding what I was gonna raise the Greenstalk up on my balcony. And I kind of tested the table that was already out there last night. I don't think it could hold the weight. Allegedly, a filled, watered, planted 3-tier Greenstalk weighs like 90-ish pounds was what I found on the internet. And yeah, I had my husband move some of his dumbbells out onto the table just to kind of like test it. And like I literally saw the top of it like warping the second he set them down, and I was like, no, not gonna risk that. I don't want the Greenstalk to fall, break, all my plants die, dirt get everywhere, fall down onto my neighbors' balconies. Like, no. We're just not gonna mess with that. So, and I didn't want to buy a whole new table for this, because the Greenstalks are already fairly expensive. And so I was like, oh, I have an aquarium stand that I've just been using as a little table to hold like my dog's treats and stuff, because I have my aquarium up on like our kitchen bar counter thing. but it's rated for like a 20-gallon aquarium, and I think those 20 gallons was like 180 pounds or something, plus rocks and dirt and like all the aquascaping stuff. So I was like, that can definitely hold a Greenstalk. So I have that out there. It is wooden, but I went to Ace Hardware today, which is where I've gotten basically everything for my garden this year. And I found, it's a 5x5, it's a tarp basically, so I can waterproof the aquarium stand. It happened to be for like putting yard clippings and trimmings and stuff into, so it's got this cinch rope around all the corners, but I think I'll put this down over the table, the aquarium table, and then I can cinch the bottom and then put the Greenstalk on top. It's this green, so it'll just be kind of muted under, and like, I don't know, there were like bright blue ones and other crazy tarp colors, but I was like, that'll be ugly. It's already probably gonna look a little trashy, if we're honest, which was not what we were going for, but I want it to be functional, so aesthetics are kind of taking a hit in light of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this tarp out there and get it ready to go. It's been really rainy today, so we are gonna do the whole Greenstalk setup inside, just on my dining table. I'll be in and out grabbing seedlings. We will figure out how to build it together. I've got their little instruction booklet behind me here. And yeah, let's get the ball rolling. I also, so when I went to Ace today, I grabbed this tarp. I grabbed some little white alyssum flowers, alyssum, I don't know, however you pronounce that. They came in like a little 6-pack. They're very cute and dainty, and I think just little cute white flowers to kind of balance out all the more colorful things will just be really nice. And I think that white against the soft purple will be pretty. It'll be good. And then I also got, there was a little fern. I couldn't help myself. I'm thinking I'll keep it inside, obviously, because it's so dry where I live. But I'm thinking that'll live in my bathroom and be like a cute little, you know, shaded, high humidity little bathroom guy. That should be cute. So we'll deal with the fern later, but the alyssum will go in the Greenstalk today. And yeah, I'm gonna get everything on the table ready to go, and let's do it. Okay, so I got the tarp all situated outside. Figured you'll see that when I'm done. Easy peasy. Don't really need to show how to lay a tarp over a table. But the first thing we are going to do is figure out how to get these casters onto the spin base that I ordered, along with my Greenstalk. Basically, I'm really limited on the light that I receive on my balcony, because it's only open one direction, you know, like it's covered by the next floor above me. And so I'm gonna need the spinner base so that I can spin the Greenstalk and allow all sides of it to get adequate sunlight. It gets a bit in the morning and the sun will move that way, like toward where the camera's at. So basically half of it will get light, and I'll kind of just rotate it one way or the other. I don't know, I'll work out a system as it happens, and I'll just keep an eye on how the light moves as the summer goes on. Let's see. Firm pressure to push wheels into place. Alternate between locking and non-locking wheels. Okay. So it seems you just push these in, not even any tools required. Alternate between locking and non-locking. Which ones are locking, I wonder? Wait, am I dumb? I don't even know how to tell. Have I just been gypped? Okay, I don't have a single locking wheel. They look noticeably different. Let me show you just so I can prove that I'm not being an idiot. They are... Okay, so non-locking is supposed to be this one in the middle. And then... Focus. The locking ones, like the one right there, like have a very noticeable clicky thing on them to put them into place. And I don't have any that have that. Like over here, like it's very apparent that they're locking ones. Okay, that's annoying. One strike, Greenstalk. Strike one. None of these have that. These are all non-locking wheels. They're what I have, so they're what I'm using, I guess. We just won't be able to lock it in place or secure it, which is super fun. I don't know if these are supposed to like click into place or anything. I don't think so. That's super annoying. Cause yeah, I was looking at all these and I was like, they all look literally identical. What do you mean alternate? For how much these cost too, that's kind of really annoying. I really want to be a fan of these, but that's off to kind of a mid start, honestly. I'm gonna use these ones since they're what I have, and then maybe I'll email Greenstalk about just like a partial refund or something, because I'm gonna use them. I don't have the time or the patience to send this back and then get a new one in the mail. Regardless of their inability to lock, it rolls very smoothly, it rotates very smoothly, so in that regard, it's good. Okay, and then, moving on from the wheels, we are going to start with the actual bins. I also moved in my, my organic potting soil, my bag of compost is down there, and I'm just gonna mix, and I've got like extra perlite and some charcoal I'm gonna mix in as well. I'm just gonna mix everything directly in the bins. I think, again, if these locked, I would lock this in place and do them just on the base, but I don't want to be mixing it and having this thing just sliding around. I guess I'll try it out and we'll just see how it goes. Alrighty, I'm gonna follow the manual because I've never done these before. Fill the top with soil. I guess let's get mixing. I'm gonna pop off my rings. Don't want to lose my wedding ring in the soil. Okay. I'm gonna fill them all up before stacking them. I'm gonna go ahead and just set the base aside. It sounds like I won't need her for a bit anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these all up now. I have Pride and Prejudice on, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and we'll just do a little dirt montage. I showed you everything I'm using on the porch already, so let's do it. Fuzz, like moldy type stuff. I'm gonna assume that's just moist in the bag and it got unhappy. That's great. I'll let it inside the closer fine, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use it because that's what I have. This one's really, I don't know if it's all, but this is interesting so far. We'll keep going. so I've gone and mixed up everything in all of these. I'm sure you can see the dirt. I've gone ahead and brought in all of the plants that I'm planning on putting in these. I'm gonna go ahead and lay these out. Basically from what I found online, I'm gonna do just bushier, larger plants on like my bottom tiers. So I'm gonna do like my tomatoes, maybe my chamomile because I'm expecting it to get a bit bushy. That's really it. And then I'll do like maybe cucumbers in the middle, nasturtium maybe on the bottom or the middle, and then stuff like smaller stuff up top like lettuces, the flowers, my one thing of strawberries that I have, my miner's lettuce. But yeah, just like smaller, more compact stuff at the top so it doesn't shade out everything down below. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just shovel everything out of the pots that they're in right now. Like my tomatoes are in one of these. There's 3 in here. I'm just gonna pop them out and roughly place everything in its spot, come up with a layout that I like, and then I will show you before I actually start planting everything and begin stacking. But yeah, so I've got the compost, perlite, charcoal. I finished off that super soil bag and just mixed a little bit of that into here. It was almost gone anyway. Okay, so I got all the plants laid out. We will go through them basically by tier. Not everything that I had fit, so like there's a lone cucumber, a lone lettuce, a couple flowers that just didn't make it, but I'll throw them in like some random pots and keep them out on the porch. But basically, my bottom tier, I've got all of my slightly larger tomato plants. These are the supernovas. I've got marigolds in between each of them. There's like some random little miner's lettuce and a little basil. They're tiny, so I threw them in. If they don't make it, it's survival of the fittest. And then some alyssum over here with this marigold just to kind of spread them out a bit. So that'll be my bottom tier, just with the bushy tomatoes lower down. And then the middle, I've got the smaller tomatoes, which is the Tessa's Landrace. Just this one? Is that what I did? I guess I did. I just put one in here. And then I've got marigold and alyssum here, chamomile, my nasturtium, cucumber, basil, and then more marigolds and alyssum. I think my other landrace tomato... Oh, I think, okay, yeah, this is the other landrace. So I've got 2 supernovas and 2 landraces. The other supernova I'm gonna just keep in here probably. I'll backfill it with more dirt and obviously drain that water out. And then my top tier with the smallest stuff is gonna be my strawberry. I've got these salvias with the bright red and miner's lettuce, and both of theirs kind of across from each other. Iceberg lettuce and more iceberg lettuce. And then just a big thing of a few alyssum plants. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, I buried the tomatoes, I'm gonna bury the rest of them in here. Just kind of tilted out away from the centers. And then, yeah, we'll be ready to add the gray discs in for watering, and then I will summon my husband and make him stack all these for me. And then we can go stack them out there on the table. The sun finally came out for the first time all day. Just kids playing soccer at the park. And then, yep, it's gonna sit right here and get all the afternoon sun. Should be pretty good. And then the way I left this, so I know it looks a little janky, but that still leaves me access to like the shelves, so maybe I can keep some fertilizers or extra pots or something out here, which would be nice. And then the snap peas I think I'm gonna leave in there, and then maybe start some other ones later in the season just because they grow so quickly. So there's not really a reason for me to, you know, move the same plant, because I feel like I can start other ones whenever I want, really. Or start them indoors and move them out whenever, and they don't take that much space, so not a big issue. But yeah, I'm just gonna get back in the dirt. I got all the purple off my nails the other day, and I'm waiting to repaint them green until after we're done with all this, so yeah, let's get rolling. Hi. This turned out really well. I'm excited to water it through tomorrow and just make sure that all works, and then I'll water the individual pockets like from the outside too, just while everything's like getting established to start off with, and then maybe I'll see how everything's doing, and then maybe in a couple weeks I'll be able to just do the top watering. I'll just pop this lid off and probably dump like buckets, or just a like 3-gallon bucket or something in. Mosquito, go away. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm so excited. I hope we get lots of goodies out here. I'm happy I went with flowers mixed in with all the tomatoes and the cucumbers and vegetables and everything. The color addition is just really nice, and I like how the marigolds and the red salvia pops against it very nicely. These little petals are just so cute, the little white alyssum flowers. And this chamomile is just getting ready to open up too. So that'll be very nice to see. I made sure to keep its tag in there. I think I lost the tags for basically everything else. Peas coming in soon for these guys. Alrighty, so that was the Greenstalk set up. She is doing so good. It looks really good so far. I really like having the mix of the vegetables and the flowers all in here. And I think the flowers are really gonna help attract pollinators, which I desperately need up on the balcony here, because I am surrounded by a bunch of green. But obviously being in an apartment and up on the second story, there's not a lot where I need it. So like the strawberries out here in the sun. And yeah, just be rotating them kind of throughout the afternoons and getting everyone their fair share. I still got, so these are like some extras that didn't make it into the Greenstalk. I'm kind of just gonna do like a case-by-case basis and figure out like what I'm keeping, what pots they're going in, and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a mess right now, but we'll deal with that a little later. I've been baking bread and stuff all day too, so I've been busy. And then yeah, this is my setup. So I have an aquarium table, which, you know, is just rated for holding way more weight than the Greenstalk would weigh, so I figured that would be good and safe. I put a board on top, just, I don't know, I felt like it was a little more level, and then I did like a waterproof tarp over that, so that if it rains or just with my watering, you can see like I've spilled, it's gonna happen. It won't like damage the wood or anything. And then the watering I just have down to a little bucket here. I'll just let that go as long as it needs to. But yeah, everything's just so cute and happy. I can't wait for things to start rooting in and getting nice and big, especially these tomatoes, because they look ready to go. The lettuces were a little sad in the sun, so I kind of rotated them out of it just because they get so wilty so easily. I know they'll bounce back, but we've also been having a lot of cold weather lately, and I think this random hot day is kind of shocking them all a little bit, plus just being repotted last night. So yeah, that's the Greenstalk. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions either about the Greenstalk or the comments about the things that I put in there or where I put them or anything, feel free to put those down below. Totally open to suggestions or things that you would have done differently or questions you might have. Yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow my Instagram, because I had you guys vote on the color that I picked, and I want to do more stuff like that in the future. So yeah, go ahead and go follow over there. Thanks, bye.